I absolutely love the Battlefords. Absolutely love it. North Battleford is positioned with 7 First Nations communities within 1 hour of us. Over the years, we've been involved on reserve on 5 different reserves to different levels. Our mission field is right here. Served on staff here since December 1st, 1988. My initial job was to be half-time youth pastor, half-time director of Territorial Youth Services, which began in April of '88 at the request of the government to help with the problem of youth crime. The court system would refer young offenders to us who had dispositions of restitution, community service hours, and fines to work off. We were commissioned with the task to come up with a small business model to generate income so that youth could pay off a business that they recently vandalized.
We usually make like garden sheds, hunting blinds, or chicken coops, fences, decks. Ice shacks is really fun to build.
Austin Drever has worked with TYS off and on for almost 5 years now.
I started in the program, like working off community hours, and I had like no experience whatsoever. Doing all this like construction and yard work, I like really enjoyed it. So once I finished my community hours, it was like, they asked me if I wanted to keep working or if I just wanted to be finished, and I was like, yeah, I'll keep working.
He is a youth who we've seen grow in development, both in his practical skills, but he's also become a large part of our family.
The high percentage, 95 to 98, I'm just picking numbers here, of the young people that come to us who've been in trouble with the law, who are at risk, do not have a father figure who's healthy in their lives. And so we have 4 who essentially take that role, connect with them, get to know them, build trust with them, teach them life skills, teach them how to use a lawnmower, teach them how to use a power drill.
A lot of what we do for TYS is seed planting. We get a short window to share the love of Christ and be present in their lives face to face.
If you were a young offender at lunchtime and you really needed to have a smoke and you didn't have a lighter, what would you do? You'd take a DeWalt drill battery, you'd short it with a piece of wire, you'd hold your cigarette to it, you'd light your cigarette. You'd put the battery on the stand with a bunch of other batteries, you'd walk out, have your smoke, and all those batteries would heat up and ignite and light the shop on fire. So the fire chief is standing there with all of us, the smoke's billowing out. In that moment, the young offender who caused the fire went and told his staff and confessed. The staff comes, tells the fire chief, this is what happened. The fire chief says, okay. That youth continued serving with TYS because of the forgiveness, for the love, and the grace, and he carried on working with us.
Sometimes success looks like just taking the time to hear a kid's heart and praying for them. Sometimes success looks like sharing the gospel with a kid who's never heard it before. Sometimes success looks like just going and picking a kid up and making sure he's okay. Lots of individuals come back to us, later in their 20s or even into their 30s and 40s, and tell us how much of an impact TYS had on their lives. Someone cared about me when nobody else did.
We talk about restorative justice. So a young offender goes out, breaks somebody's window, breaks into the yard, steals a bike. It's happened to me. And so they're at odds with our community. How do you restore that justice? Well, here's how we do it. We train our youth to mow grass, shovel yards. The majority of our customers are senior citizens. Grandma brings out milk and cookies or Pepsi and cookies to the guys. Relationships develop. Young offenders are on upstanding members of community yards day after day after day after day. And those seniors primarily love those kids. To me, that's restorative justice.